धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे समवेताः।
Om Shahanam Bhavatu, Shahanam Bhunattu, Sahavirjai Karvavahai, Tejvashinadhitamastu, Ma Viddhishavahai. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shantiri.
So far, Gita before seventh chapter and after seventh chapter, I see a shift here. The shift is, it's like there is this saying that universe reveals to you what you are ready for. So far, Arjun, it's like Arjun has this moh, and he was kind of clouded judgment, and he had several questions in his mind and heart, and what to do, what not to do, whether to kill or not to kill. I mean, that's how it all started, because of his relationship with all the people that were there in the war. And Krishna was kind of addressing all those issues, concerns, telling him about Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga and Sankhya Yoga. I mean, not so much Sankhya, but Jnana Yoga. And a lot of questions Arjun had, and a lot of answers, very accurate answers by Krishna. This is seventh chapter is like, it start by saying that Arjun, now you are ready for this knowledge that so far I've not been giving you. And that's the first verse of seventh is Maya Saktamanah Partha. Now you are kind of Ananya Prem say, like you are kind of surrendered to me with kind of all your devotion. I mean, as I said in the beginning, that this is a guided meditation. So it's all intellectual as well as meditation, because the previous one was a dhyana yoga, the one that we did. Now Arjun is kind of really focused on Krishna. I mean, he's saying, Krishna, there is something more to you than I had ever imagined. And that readiness, and I'm sure you have noticed and I have noticed, I mean, when we were doing our studies, our teachers, of course, they came and gave lectures, but when they saw that, yes, you are now ready, for real knowledge of surgery, then they kind of slowly let you do more and more and more. That was my experience in my training, that until I was ready, there was nobody giving me the responsibility. So
Yeah, basically in the previous chapters, he went through different concepts,
yeah,
which means answer to different queries of Arjun. And now he tries to gel it all together. And he says, you are ready. Now learn this Brahma Gyan, and now you basically learn what is knowledge and what is realization.
yeah. But he also is kind of revealing his true self.
Yes.
It's like,
So we will see that when he talks about the absolute, what is his nature.
yeah. And it's like sometimes you feel like how big a person can be, how big, Krishna could be. I mean, sometimes I wonder, like, we are human beings, even just a human being as we are, how much is compacted inside us? And especially if you become president or prime minister of a country and you have that button on some of those most destructive, powers and weapons. So you are no more just one individual person and a human being. Now you have kind of, so much power. You can press a button and you can, create havoc. Krishna is much more than that. So this, sometimes you feel like, what is he talking about? Is he being arrogant? It's not being arrogant. I mean, if you are in that position and at that location, that level of existence, there is something more to you than just what you appear to be. And that's what he kind of reveals slowly in this chapter. And he's not just saying that he is there, but he's also trying of lifting Arjun up as well.
Yeah. Um, as we talked before, when Vyas wrote Mahabharata, and this is Gita is a part of Mahabharata,
Right.
in which he expounds the concepts of Upanishad or Vedanta. So, as I mentioned to you before, in Gita, Krishna is a representative of Brahman, the life energy of the universe. He is in human form, but he is gradually revealing what he is and what is Arjun's true identity and how can Arjun see his potential
Yeah.
flourish. And that comes out in this particular chapter, that why we remain deluded when you have learned about the prakriti or the nature, anything made of five elements and man buddhi, mind, intellect, and ego, what is made of. But beyond that, there is a life energy which sustains this entire universe. He is into everything, and he shrouds everything, but he's not within it. It's a transcendental energy that runs this universe. It is the energy that's in the material world that runs the material world. And this is the distinction.
Yeah. So, yes, we will come to that para and apara, prakriti. But what I'm trying to get to is that we all have certain potentials and certain levels we can reach. And each one has a different kind of, as we say, grow, or as we learn more things in the universities or training, we all reach our potential as we go along. The only but there is a big gap between, say, Arjun's potential and Krishna's potential. But Arjun is also on a very high level himself.
Sure, sure.
So we all have a level, we all can grow more. And then once we are ready, or Arjun is ready to see the full potential of Krishna, now Krishna is kind of revealing himself. But he does it very stepwise. He does it, before he talks about that bhumiro panalo vayu, that's the five elements that he talks about.
That's the
And
verse 4. That's the verse 4.
that's verse 4. Before that, he kind of prepares Arjun.
Person. Yeah.
It's like, now I will reveal to you what, the whole world is sustained about.
Yeah. I mean, it is like the Vedantic thought that as long as we identify ourselves with this name, form, our body, and all that in the material world, we are bound by that. However, when we understand the true nature of our soul, which is thought to be a spark from the universal life energy, then we understand our bigger potential and what we can achieve if we understand that. So all fear, anxiety, everything is gone which holds us up.
Yeah. So that is the 4 and 5 is
Yes.
related, because 4 is he describes these are the elements that we all are made of. So the basically material part, and then there is the man, buddhi, ahankar. The man and the buddhi is, it's like intellect and ego. So these are the three add-ons.
Those are the psychological parts.
Right.
And
Those are the, psychological part. And then there is, so that all is apara. That's what he calls them.
Yes.
And
It
then
is
there is
power.
the para, which is the kind of sustains all that.
Yes.
And so he's saying the whole universe is made of these elements, right?
Yes.
So there is the psychology part, there is the elemental part.
Yes. We did talk about when we talked about Prakriti or the nature and the natural elements, and we talked about what are the attributes of natural elements, the three attributes of Sattva, Raja,
Yeah.
Tamas,
He
and
comes
then
to that as well.
yes, you'll come to that, and then also the perception that makes the natural elements. Okay, conditioning, ego, desire, complex. Okay, so these are the things which at a lower level or apara vidya. Okay, this is what our physical world is from our own point of view. But
Yeah.
once we learn that this is our knowledge, but when we understand that transcendental energy or the universal life energy, Brahman, and its relationship to our soul or Atman, then our full potential opens up, and that is the paravidya, or that is the realization.
Yeah. No, I get that. But what fascinates me, Amitabh, is that look, the apara part. So we know a lot about that apara part. Like
That's right.
we know thermodynamics, we know energy, we know nuclear energy.
Yes.
We are now talking about quantum. All this is part of that apara. And look at what progress we have made.
Yes.
But this, when Krishna goes beyond that apara, what he's saying is that there is energy in the universe which is indestructible, it never destroyed, never created, but energy plus consciousness. And that,
Yes.
I mean, for lack of any other word, the moment the consciousness comes in the mix, now you have this whole, universe that is pralay and vibhav. The next verse, that's what he says, that this is, I am the kind of cause for creation and
Destruction.
complete destruction, that
Yes.
pralay.
Yes.
I mean,
What you just what you just said, that the part of consciousness which comes from knowing ourselves, who we are and what is our potential, Atma Sarup Gyan, self-realization. Once that comes, that makes us blossom even more.
well, that's the whole point. The whole point, we didn't know that one atom can have so much energy that it can destroy the whole kind of, say, severe destruction. The same way, this power of this combined energy and consciousness, for lack of any other expression, what he is talking about, this paravidya or para, it is so powerful that it can cause creation and it can cause complete destruction.
Sure.
There is something that science still has to understand. And I think there was this whole attempt of theory of everything. I mean, I don't think, Einstein started that, and even, today's science tries to understand, is there a way to understand there is something hidden here in Krishna's language, theory of everything, as they call it. There is something that needs to be explored more um, than what we can really, comprehend here. Because then Krishna goes into the essence. He's trying to just tell Arjun what it means. I mean, he is also finding it difficult to express the power of, that which he knows, but Arjun doesn't, right? Or I don't, or we don't. We can only guesstimate.
Yes, basically, I mean, when we look at material world around us,
Yeah,
they appear to be finite.
right.
Okay? Because we perceive our material world through our senses. Through our senses are finite. It is difficult to understand or measure infinite with some finite tools.
Right.
And so that's where comes the role of realization, because science is still not there, but we can realize it by exploring, asking philosophical questions, and trying to reason it out.
Yeah.
Till science comes out its appropriate data. So this is what I think is the most important part. Self-knowledge, what is our relationship with in that Atman Brahman relationship? Yes, we are functioning in the material world to the best of our knowledge, controlling ego, desire, conditioning, controlling our attributes of the gunas. But beyond that, there is something which is even more, which pervades everything. Okay. And it is the essence of the power. He later on goes on tells how it's a transcendental energy in everything that we see, very strong, very beautiful, very fragrant, and all that. And it reminds me that second verse of Isha Upanishad, that Om tadejati tannai taddure tadvantike tadantarasya sarvasvam ya sarvasya vajyatam. It says, he's far yet near, near yet far. It doesn't have any shape, but it assumes the shape of anything it enters. And we can see this. Krishna mentions later on, we'll come to that verse, that everything is from me and yet I'm not there.
Well, yeah, we are already there. I mean,
I think it's 7.
Matah parantaram natyat. There is nothing beyond me. I am the cause of everything. Mayi sarma vidam protam sutre mani gana itra. It's like he's talking about like money means, it's like this is not money, but it's like the thread in a
It's a thread running through the necklace, pearl
yeah,
necklace.
thread running through the necklace. So
It's the common element. I mean, in Vedanta, there is a very good also example. There are different gold ornaments.
yeah,
They have got different shapes and all those things. They look different, but the main element is the gold, nevertheless. So yes, the pearl necklace looks very good. The pearls look good, but the one that thread that binds that keeps the necklace intact, and that is the universal life energy.
yeah.
It is
No, I mean
the
it's like
of the necklace.
sometimes it sounds like, is he, boasting about himself, or is he arrogant? He's just telling what the truth is.
Yeah, actually, in second chapter we saw that. Okay,
Yeah.
Arjun, there was never a time that you and I were not there. You were Atman, my Brahman. Okay,
Yeah.
but you have forgotten, and I have not forgotten.
Right.
Okay. Okay, so he's just reinforcing that here.
Yeah. It's like you quoted the Ishavasya Upanishad, he is far yet near, and Krishna just says that I am it.
Yeah.
So Krishna may be very near to Arjun and many other people, but yet his para part is far for everybody.
Yes. And the para, which is Vigyan, Vishesh Gyan. Okay, and that is the part which we have to go, not only knowledge of the natural elements, knowledge of the physical world, but by realization. And he suggests meditation for that later on.
No, I think last chapter was meditation, Dhyana Yoga, right?
Yep.
So I find two interesting parts, two takeaways in a way, that he's all that high person, but yet he's not trying to convert Arjun. He's trying to convince Arjun, lift him up. He's not saying, Arjun, do this or I will kill you or something. There is nothing, no need to change yourself but forcefully. Or so he's explaining, and he comes down to, I mean, he said the big thing, there is nothing other than me or the cause of this whole universe. But then he comes down to what is this universe? Or what is who, it's like he talks about water, jal mein ras. And he goes on, raso ham apsu kaunteya prabhasmi shashi surya. In sun, I am the light. In water, I am the taste, like that ras. So he comes down to, level of, everything that we touch. So he's saying that I'm pervading everything, basically, right?
Yes. He says that, I mean, water, the sun and the moon, you can see,
The
okay.
books,
You
the
can touch,
Vedas.
and all those things,
Yeah,
okay. It is all within our senses,
yeah,
but there is something which is beyond our senses. We see a strong person, we don't see the strength as such,
right. We
okay.
see the earth, but we don't see the fragrance there, right?
Yes. If we see the flowers, we okay,
Yeah.
but the fragrance we don't see it. We can only smell it. Okay.
So that's
So
the essence of all of those things.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah. Balam balavattam chaham. It's like I'm the might of the mighty, right?
Yes.
And yeah, that's a dharma viruddha bhuteshu kamoshmi bharatashra. So he goes on to, count all the essence of many things that he has come to. Um, I love this, it's really, he's stating that who he is, but he's not forceful about it. He's just, it's like flowing through him.
This reminds me of a story from Upanishad. I forget which one.
Yeah,
The name of the person is Vrigu. He goes and tries to understand what's Brahmagyan.
yeah,
Okay. So he goes to his guru, and guru multiple times guru says, go look at this, look at that. Okay. And then he says this plant comes out of this tree. I mean, seedlings come out, they become big tree, they have got fruit, flower, and all those things. So this guy goes and tries to break these seeds to find out what grows, and he never finds it.
right.
And the guru says that he comes to the guru and says that I realize there's nothing there, but there is something which makes these seedlings from the seeds and ultimately the tree, its fruits and flowers. He says, yes, that is Brahman.
Yeah. And that's what Krishna is talking
That's
about. I mean,
exactly
he
what Krishna
talks
is
about
saying.
the theory,
Yeah,
but then he says it's all through around you.
that's right. That's right.
It's all
So,
around you, but why don't you see it?
yeah.
And that's it's like the verse 12, the three gunas that you were saying.
Yes.
So I was, it's like before we came to this session for the last 2 days, I've been kind of trying to think about it. It's like, say, it's like our life, day to day life. What do we do? Or when I go to India, what do I do? I have my flight booked. When I get there, I have to go to Leh or Ladakh or, it's like northern India, southern India. There is so much left to see. But in the meantime, I also want to meet people, meet my family, meet somebody, in the politics or meet somebody, it's like I know I am busy. And what is keeping me busy? The three gunas.
Exactly. Once again and again, you probably will be bored by this. I always say that at material world, we are deluded by our perception and the three attributes, three gunas.
Right.
Okay. Once we understand that, we can go beyond to understand, to realize what Krishna is talking about.
I mean, he's saying that the verse says.
The gunas, because of
Yeah.
that,
Revir gunamayi bhave bhi sarvamidam jagat. I mean, it's like he's saying mohitam na bhijanati. people are busy in their, chores.
Yes. Basically, what it is that it is our perception and the gunas. Because of that, we have got an idea of a particular object, ideology, person, whatever it is.
Yeah,
Okay. We have that because of these things. And these things become our world. Okay. And I
we
told,
create our world.
yes,
Yeah,
we become what we think. So remember we talked about, I gave you an example. Let's say that two-person goes to a town and starts their business. One fails, one succeeds. One who
right,
succeeds, for him that town is very good. One who fails, that town is pretty bad. The
right.
town has not changed. It is how they fared in their venture. That's what causes them to attach a value to that town. So this
Exactly.
is,
I mean, without giving names, I know, it's like a couple of our friends. One friend goes, becomes very successful in orthopedic practice. He's happy, he's established in Patna and wonderful. Another friend goes, and for whatever reason, the practice doesn't go, and he leaves Patna and goes somewhere else, and life goes on. But it's like exactly what you said. For him, he can see 500 negative points of that city, whereas the other friend who is doing well has 500 positive things. So
so
we
this is
build
the
our world.
this is the in essence what it is. This chapter tells us the distinction between absolute, transcendental, and relative physical. I gave you the example of one time, and why do we think so like that? What is
Yeah.
this relative? Okay, what is this material world that we put our perception and our three gunas to attach value to it? I remember I told you the story when I was 14, 15 years old, trying to understand what relative velocity was. Okay. And, and a supposedly learned man tried to teach me, and he said that if you're sitting in a train going by 25 miles an hour east, and another train is going by west at 25 miles an hour, okay, so to you
Yeah,
appears
50.
their train is going very fast, so you add two of them. Okay. And then if you are on the same train going at same speed, okay, both are running in the same direction, you are not moving, it will appear that you are not moving. The other people in the other train is not moving. What he didn't tell me, the concept wise, what was the reference point? It is according to the reference point, we understand it is a relative thing. So our perception, our three gunas give us the reference point, but they are not the reality because it is only a sense perceived reality.
Right.
Whereas absolute is a transcendental reality. Okay. So what is our reference point? That's very important to distinguish between absolute transcendental and relative material world.
No, I think it's a very good point that you make, because that is the point why people can refuel planes in the air.
That's right.
That's all relative velocity, right?
That's
But at the same time, what Krishna is saying, and what my last 2 days of experience, trying to understand this, is saying we keep ourselves busy using the three gunas
yes.
and not have set time to experience something beyond that.
That is true.
And
I mean, we do not we go for knowledge. This is a material world. It looks like this. It has got this many places to
right,
see, all those things. But we do not see, and we sit down, calm our mind, and think through for realization,
right.
not material knowledge, realization.
So he is saying that he is beyond those three gunas. So
Exactly.
that is where, once we realize that these gunas are keeping us where we are, it could be Satguna, predominance, the light of Satgun. And so we may feel great about it, that we are doing some great, human service. And there is nothing wrong in doing the human service. Krishna is also doing something. Arjun is also doing something. But that little gap, if we can have that little gap, that there is something beyond the three gunas.
Yes. I
And
mean,
that is the gunatit.
we mentioned about some in the last session. I think we did talk about it. It is in that gap what fits is the self knowledge,
Yeah.
understanding Atma Sarup Gyan. Once we know that, then we start realizing. That's why in Hindu philosophy, Atma Sarup Gyan, or the knowledge of the self, which is self realization, is so important. And the best book on self realization is Ashtavakra Gita. Nowhere it is. Okay. and once we understand that, then understanding how this entire universe works, how this world order is, why we are the human component of this world order, everything falls in place. And that helps in our realization.
Yeah. So one of the words used here, it's like a Daivi Vesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyava Mameva Ye Prapadyante Maya Metam Tarantite. I mean, in Hindi translation, he said Dustar. It's like it's very kind of complicated or complex. But for me, simple word is trap. I think it is
Uh,
a trap created by, the universe to keep us engaged.
yeah, the word duskar means a job which can be achieved only with difficulty.
You're right.
Okay, so because of this perception and gunas, which causes our delusion or the maya or the avidya.
Yeah.
Okay, so that keeps us completely separated from our realization. And this was also said in the previous chapter too, when we discussed. Okay, so what you are saying now, this is being reinforced. These gunas or the attributes are our natural inclination. They also keep us away from this realization, because this is basically illusion and delusion.
Yeah. But at the same time, I want to make sure that people listening shouldn't understand or shouldn't take away what we are saying is that three gunas are bad.
No, 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 no,
That
no.
should not be,
No.
it's
In
not
the
like you get rid of three gunas. You just need to create that gap between you and the gunas so that you still use the rajogun when needed, but at the same time, it's like the control, the hierarchy control that we talked about, the man buddhi, and then, the beyond that, atma. So let buddhi run it. And buddhi knows that this is the gunas that are influencing me rather than you are being influenced or run by some kind of force that you don't even know that you are being run by that.
as I understand, my understanding, because we are made of natural elements, the five panchabhutam and the mind, intellect, okay,
Yeah,
and the ego, desire. So the gunas are built within us.
right.
We have to be of
Exactly.
cognizant of which guna is preponderance at the time of our action, and proper analysis whether it is helpful or is it uh, destructive. So we cannot get rid of gunas because that is our constituent, physical constituent, but we must be aware or cognizant of which one is working how, and how that action should be performed in light of that knowledge.
Exactly. So, one of the other experiment I have been doing while we have been doing Gita, since then, since whenever we started, is, that dhyayato vishayan punsa, that, so that hit me. So it's like everything starts with a thought, like, so why can't I pick my thoughts and then move on that? So sometimes, the odd ones that come, and then, I have to go on that bicycle, that that path. I can say, oh no, this is not what I want to get into. So the moment the thought comes, and most of the time, if you are aware about it, if you are, are cognizant, as the word you used, once you start becoming more aware, you can see these thoughts are coming to you. It's like waves, and you can pick which one you want to, entertain and which one you don't. And that itself, a simple experiment, is very helpful, really. I mean, then,
Absolutely.
yeah,
And that's basically the awareness or mindfulness is.
yeah, right,
Okay. You can recognize your thoughts. Most of the time, what happens that this kind of gunas lets us to pravritti, okay, which is the inclination, but we have to know what is nibritti,
yeah,
which is control, okay, or in Patanjali it's called, what is that, nirodham
yeah. Chitta
word.
vritti nirodha.
Okay, so nirodham is very, very important, and that's where the intellect comes into play. That's where realization comes into play. Once
Yeah.
we
So you mentioned that mindfulness. Mindfulness is being mindful of what is happening. I'm one step,
Yes,
different, I will
the
say,
other one is one step more, that
because once
how
you are picking it up early, you're
this
so you are picking it up at the level of dhyayato vishayan punsa, the topic comes. Not, you are not waiting for it to become action.
that's right.
So
That's
in
right.
mindfulness, you can watch the thought, you can watch the action, you can watch whatever is happening. But in this Dhiyayato Vishayan Punsa, there is no mention about technique, but it's just, I love that verse, and, nip in the butt, it's like,
If looking at Ashtavakra Gita and all that, basically it comes from our Atma Swarup Gyan. If we understand our inner nature is divine, and it is the perception and the gunas or the attributes are leading us to action which are not so beneficial, we will choose those thoughts which are kind of beneficial to us.
yeah.
Okay. And that's basically the point is.
Then he goes on to say that, yes, some people never get beyond the gunas. Um, but I think I love the 16 and 17, and I think those are the two that we will do more today. Um, and I really love this. I mean, he starts that he is the cause of everything. And then he comes down to this, explaining how, it pervades all things around us. And then he says, why Arjun, or we can't know his true nature because of this trap of gunas. But who are the people who are looking for, Krishna? Who are those people? And he gives a hierarchy, but at the same time, he doesn't say one is, I mean, anyone is bad. I mean, he doesn't have that bad category.
Oh, he doesn't say anything bad category at all. He says different kind of people,
Yeah,
but
different
he
kind of
tells
people.
but at the same time he tells who is going to
Yeah,
get
who
that
is this?
realization
Yeah,
first.
who is, there is a hierarchy there.
Yes.
But the lower one is not bad. That's what I'm trying
No,
to say.
no, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So it doesn't matter what is the reason. If you are looking for him, if you are going to, uh, thinking about God or thinking about some divine help, you are on your right path. It's better than not, doing
Yes.
it at all.
Yes.
And the
You are
four
talking about
categories that he gives,
you are talking about the verse which says Chaturvidha
16,
bhajante mam.
16.
Yes, Chaturvidha bhajante mam. That's what.
Yeah. Chaturvidha bhajante mam janah sukṛtinaḥ Ārto Jijñāsuḥ Arthārthī Jnani cha bhartarshabha.
Yeah.
So, Ārta, Ārta are people who are kind of down, and probably they have, some problem. And it could be a big problem. And they are in pain, calling out for desperation. They're kind of desperate people as well. So, not always desperate, but that is what it is. Hey, God, give me, it's like give me food or something very basic needs. It's like Maslow's pyramid, the lowest one. Those are the Ārta. And then there is Arthārthī. Give me money, give me power, give me resources. And then there is this Jijñāsuḥ, who's curious. Curious, is God there? Who is Krishna? What is, divine? I mean, all these great questions. So he's curious. And the last one is Jnani.
The English translation would be I often quote that one, the ascetic, the ritualist, the seeker of health and wealth, the inquisitive, they all come to me, Krishna, Arjun, but the one who meditate upon me is the one who gets to see me or understand me, realize me.
What was the first one you said? Ārta.
The ascetic, the ritualist, the seeker of health and wealth, okay? The inquisitive.
Inquisitive is the curious, okay.
Curious, yeah. And seeker of knowledge. They all come to me. But then who meditate upon me. Now, this word, who meditate upon me, means who wants to realize me.
That is what in Sanskrit it says Jnani.
Yeah.
Jijñāsuḥ Arthārthī Jnani cha bhartarshabha. So that Jnani is the one who realized person, or meditate upon me is probably the English translation. But
yeah, because I think that
he doesn't say meditation here.
But the reason it's in the context of this chapter, because the only Gyan was told previously, the knowledge of the material world. Okay. But the knowledge of the absolute, okay, and that is the one he is emphasizing in this particular chapter.
In 17, he describes that Jnani.
Yes.
Who is that Jnani? Nitya Yukta.
Yes.
Nitya Yukta. He's always connected.
Yes.
He's not having doubts. He's not coming and going.
Yes.
He's Nitya Yukta. Nitya means, is always.
Yeah, all the time.
Yukta is connected.
Yes.
And Eka Bhakti.
Yep.
And he is kind of single-minded devotee. Krishna and nothing else. This is his description of Nitya Yukta, Ek Bhakti. And the next one is still, he said, Tesham Jnani Nitya Yukta, Ek Bhaktir Vishishyate. So he's a special. Vishishyate. Priyo hi jnanino tyartham aham sa cha mama priya. So this is a mutual love.
Yes.
So the Jnani loves me and I love that Jnani.
Yes. Remember in the beginning, I told you about the relationship Atman and Brahman. Okay.
Yeah.
It is true that Atman is a spark from Brahman according to Vedanta.
Right.
But the other part of Vedanta is like a chemical reaction with half arrow.
Aham Brahmasmi.
Towards each other. Okay.
Yeah.
So Brahman's love is towards the Atman, Atman's love is towards the Brahman.
Yeah.
It's like we used to read that in chemistry.
Yeah.
That reverse arrows.
Yeah.
So basically, this kind of person who is humble, who is steadfast, the concentrated on Brahman,
Yeah.
okay, and they are humble, and their service is devotional service with devotion, and all the time keeping that knowledge in union with me or Brahman, they are the true person who realizes it. So bottom line is humility, which takes care of the ego desire complex or the perception. Okay, knowledgeable, he understands the gunas and all those things, and in that light he offers the service, always being in union, steadfast union with this Atman Brahman relationship.
This is great. I mean, this is what he's telling Arjun Krishna relationship, right?
And
This
to
is
me-
where Arjun is almost there. And I think
and that's why it is such a, I mean, I always thought this is the essence of our living, how we work. That's the most important thing.
what do you mean by how do we work?
With humility, no ego, no desire. Desire means, I mean,
Yeah.
trying to find something in exchange and all that, not transactional. Humility, devotion, service.
Yeah. No, that's great. So I will read it again because this verse is,
This is a very important verse.
it's a very tesham jnani nityayukta. That jnani who is nityayukta, always connected. And if you are not humble, you won't connect with somebody anyway, because then
Because your ego
then you
desire
are-
becomes the barrier.
that will be a kind of hold you back, right?
Yeah,
Ek
because then you
bhakti-
start thinking I'm the doer.
Yeah. Ek bhaktir vishishyate.
That's right.
It's like he talked about ek buddhi before. So now he's saying ek bhakti, is Krishna.
He's steadfast.
Yeah, he's steadfast, so he's not confused.
Exactly.
So he's not confused and he's not occasionally connected. It's not like today I need you, tomorrow I don't need you.
That's right.
Nothing like that. But the second half is priyo hi jnaninor tyartham aham sa cha mama priya. So he loves me and I love him.
He's dear to me.
It's a very mutual relationship. It's not one-sided.
That's right.
And I think here, it's like this. We should rest here because
Yeah.
I think-
I remember one time, I mean, just for the sake of little diversion,
Yeah.
sometimes back in our group, some mention what should be our college logo.
yeah,
Okay. And because there is some logos left from the British time,
right,
when our college or Prince of Wales Medical College instead of Patna Medical College.
right.
So from this verse, I said humility, okay, devotion, service.
Yeah. I mean, in our branch, medicine, service should be an important part of it.
It's everywhere. I mean, when you are even in teaching, I told one of the teachers, the professors, my friend, okay, your job is to transfer that knowledge.
Yeah.
Okay, so the students are not like a herd of sheep. Okay, you are offering a service, which is you are serving them knowledge. Yes, there are some requirements that they have to meet, no question about it. But
Yeah.
the job is not to display your knowledge, but to disperse the knowledge.
Again, ek yukta, ek bhakti, and mutual love.
Yuyutsava